But yeah, I was thinking earlier today, I was like, I posted the video, posted a video on Twitter as a clip from the Permabull stream I did yesterday with Kinetics and GIF. And during that, it was a really cool moment where GIF was talking about how people had reached out to him, and they, the dump that happened when it went from like 18 cents or something like that, around 3,000 pulse, back down to, was it 4 or 5 cents? I think at the lowest. That was he said he got a lot of thank yous from people making life-changing wealth and stuff like that. And it kind of went, again, when I'm streaming, sometimes I'm like plugged in, sometimes I'm just sort of like managing things, and sometimes afterwards I take time to digest and things like that. And I thought that was really cool and interesting, and it really spoke to why a lot of people are here, I believe at least, is to have those types of moments, both the builders getting such thanks and praise and being able to see they made a difference in people's lives, and also the people here who just want to buy good products. They just want to have a fair shot at making that kind of wealth. So I was thinking about that today, and I was just thinking with their ecosystem, and I posted a clip, and then I thought, the clip was people are making a lot of money on PulseChain. And when I posted, I was thinking, this is the right context. I want to attract people to watch this video. I want them to see, there are projects on PulseChain where people are making a lot of money, and we got plenty of success stories. Maxi, for example, talked about it. Was it Gunther a long time ago? There's various people that have talked about becoming rich through Hex, becoming millionaires, multimillionaires, even. Some of them are still around, some of them aren't. But I always think that right now it's an interesting time to think about people making a lot of money on PulseChain, because when I say that, context is important. Like when I say that in the context of whatever project it is where they made a lot of money, whether it's GIF or anything else, GIF or what other, gosh, I stem on these words sometimes. What other project, every other project that went up a lot, that people got in early and made money on stuff, no matter what it is, it's different than holding the core coins for the last year or so. If you're holding through the SAC right now, the coins are below SAC price. And when PulseChain launched, of course, everyone who's been around for a while knows they went up, and they went down, and they went down more, and they went up again, and they went down again. So I think one of the comments I made today too was about, I really hope that the holders, we aren't going into this, I hope in the end, the holder, I know a lot of traders can be rewarded. And again, if you're a trader, again, nothing against you. I hope you make all the money and all the gains be with you and all this stuff too. But I really always like the idea of, with Hex, right? You stake it, you don't have to trade. You hope it becomes more valuable over time, get paid inflation, all that stuff. And you can literally find a good product and not have to, be glued to the screen and not have to put in a lot of work other than, maybe you want to promote your bags. Maybe you just want to make decisions that'll delay gratification longer to, in hopes of getting more teeth, all the technical stuff aside, just the ability to not have to, I don't want to say make it easy on yourself, but just make your investments, and then take the rest of your time and spend it on, doing valuable things. I think that was one of the key selling points of Hex, for example. So this idea that only the traders have made money on PulseChain the last year or so, or you have to be lucky, or everyone else is just broke, or PulseChain's not the only place where the prices went down, and it's certainly one of the few places that hasn't had nearly as many rug pulls and scams and stuff. There's been some here and there, but I think that largely a lot of the projects that get created in the community, a lot of them are with good intentions, whether they turn out to be like that or not. And there's a lot of projects that, have really good tech and just don't have really good price performance. And there's platforms that don't have tokens at all, or you don't need to, have the token to use them, but they're very valuable. And there's some products that have both tech and price performance and stuff like that. So that all led me today to think, within context about people making a lot of money on PulseChain. At face value, you hear that if you've been around PulseChain for a while. If you're not new, if you are new, welcome. Hopefully you don't have to ride out the down as much as the bottoms and stuff as much as we have so far. That could mean, at face value, that may mean, oh, well, what are you talking about? The prices went down. Where's the 10,000x? Where's the 10x? Where's the 5x? Where's the price go up? What do we sacrifice for? All these questions and stuff. When there have been opportunities in the last year or so, and whether it's fair or not, whether the narrative of getting in SAC was going to just make everyone rich, and immediately, at least, or very soon afterwards, how long is long enough to wait? I know there's all these questions, there's all these feelings back and forth, there's all these people believe in one thing or another, and all this stuff too. But I think there have been plenty of money-making opportunities on PulseChain, a lot of which I think just, I dare say we've talked about them so many different times on the show in different series and with different people and otherwise. Them being, the yield farming aspect and staking and, the cheap T-shares and LP and, getting in early and good projects and just stuff like that. And I've tried to promote the ones that I really like and I think are good, and even the ones I don't even have bags of, if I think they're really good tech and I think they're going to help PulseChain and Hex and the blue chips and stuff, I definitely will give them more time than projects that I don't. But I just don't pay attention to a lot of products in general, because I do want to focus my energy on helping and promoting the blue chips and RHI deals and stuff like that. So that got me thinking of, talk about this stream and talk about just, are you crypto broke? Are you broke in general? Are you crypto broke? And the people in crypto who may not be in PulseChain yet, I really hope that we're able to get people who are looking for true DeFi or looking for mad gains or looking for a community that they get rewarded for putting in hard work and stuff. I hope that place is PulseChain. I hope we're able to attract them, and that everyone sort of keeps that in mind of, like, what are you trying to do? I talk about being mission driven a lot, and that's one thing that's always kept me, kept me in a state where I can operate and I don't find myself going, doing things, or at least I try to avoid doing things that, aren't helping the blue chips or there's always trade-offs. There's always things back and forth, and I have my own personality. I have my own, I'm my own person as well. So I don't need to be anything but what I want to be and what I think is, true to myself and true to the values and true to the mission, all that stuff too. But generally speaking, I do try to avoid just a lot of things, whether it's projects or whether it's just avoid Telegram for the most part. So I've been more active in the gift Telegram lately, just because actually this morning there's pretty good game mechanic, whatever you want to call it, conversations going on, but making a contribution. So I think, again, what are you here for? For me, it's making a contribution. It is promoting products and ideals that I like. And that means I'm not going to promote and talk about everything. And everyone feel free to discriminate ideals and projects as much as you want. It doesn't mean just because you don't talk about them, doesn't mean you're taking anything away from them. And I think we should all, have that kind of fairness in mind too, and just all get along. There's too many reasons to get along rather than not get along in this community as well. It feels PvP right now, but it doesn't need to be. You don't need to take that attitude and apply that towards community engagement otherwise there. But again, you don't have to engage with communities you don't want to either. Totally cool too. You can still be civil, you can still be peaceful, still be nice without, engaging or promoting or otherwise too much. So there's plenty of room for a lot of gray area that is more positive rather than negative. think there's a lot of room for that. But yeah, getting back to the mission driven, I think that is something that has helped me, just stay within what I think is valuable to do, where are the contributions I think I can make with my skill set and the things I can do. And I think new people coming into PulseChain now versus people who've been here for a while, they're going to have a different perspective. And, some of them are going to be looking for DeFi. Some of them are going to be looking for other stuff. Some of them are just going to like L1 and early Ethereum and stuff like that. So I think it really is the place that, if you are broke right now, whether you've been in PulseChain since the SAC, before the SAC, whether you've been in the community for years, or whether you've been here for a few months or a few days, I hope PulseChain is the place that if you put your economic energy into, it will multiply. I hope that to be the case. Nobody knows. I don't make promises. I don't give financial advice, obviously. But I hope it is. I hope we're able to make it the place where people want to come here and spend their time, and we're able to not scare them away, or not make them regret coming here. And we're able to really cultivate this true DeFi, this the price performance and the tech, or just whatever people are looking for. I hope we have it in PulseChain, and it grows. And yeah, all the broke people who make are able by their own judgment, by their own decisions, by their own holding their keys, and getting in, putting in the work, and like you do the work, right? They're able to grow and do some cool things out there. There's a lot of cool things to do, and if you're doing things you don't want to do right now because you need a paycheck, or because for whatever reason, again, everyone's got to make money until they make enough money where they don't need to, or they don't need to sacrifice as much anymore. But if everyone, I think the coolest thing about PulseChain that could happen is if everyone without a lot of money but had a lot of big dreams became wealthy, and then started executing on those dreams because they had the means to do so. That is a win for me. Like, if I see that happen in the ecosystem in the next 6 to 12 months, 18 months, whatever, timeline really doesn't matter. Whatever I call it to be right now, or whatever I would be looking forward to, or whatever you think it's going to be. 2 years, 2 years is always, just wait 2 years, right? Whatever it is, if at the end of it, or at the top, or whatever it is, we're able to see people, just like they did with Hex, achieve their dreams and go on and do amazing things for the world. And hopefully, who knows, maybe they'll pay it forward and be able to get more people into the products that they like. And hopefully next time it won't take so long for the price to go up, type of thing. But that would be a really cool win to me. And I think, that kind of story, you don't get to beat it. There's different tiers to these things. There's, getting people going from like nothing to rich, and then, or not only rich but wealthy, be able to set up your assets to work for you and make your money work, all this stuff too. That again, we talked about on the show a lot in different contexts and stuff. But then also once you're there, once you're set yourself up and do what you want to do, and get your time back, and buy your time, all that stuff, set up your family, whatever you want to do, and then be able to go off and do really good things, whether it's crypto related, whether it's whatever it is. Again, being a force for good in the world, that's what really drew me to Richard and his ideals, and just being like the best version of yourself, right? That's the cool thing. That's the opportunity we have with PulseChain, defending privacy, all kinds of cool things you can go work on, but you can't do a lot. Again, great. I haven't seen people to be able to do a lot, if they're broke, right? So the idea of going from broke or not having a lot of money to having a lot, and then being able to execute on your goals, then being able to scale yourself and tell other people about it, and them be able to bring themselves up as well. I think that's super powerful. And I hope that people are able to do that this cycle. If not the cycle, hopefully next cycle. But there's plenty of good games to play out there. I definitely prefer to play the games that that are healthy and sustainable. And again, I came in here for DeFi, so those are the games I like to play.